Hey, we're live again here. I'm Andy Gunnin. It's Fat Thor Podcast.
And I'm Rick Wayne, and it's still the Fat Thor Podcast.
That's right. That's right. It's Wednesday night. It is 6:30-ish. I know we changed it on you again. We changed it on you again. We had some things come up from going from Fridays to Thursdays because my son played football, and then Thursday. Now me and Rick both have conflicts. So we just moved it to tonight, and we'll do another watch party for tonight. But if you are a part of the show, hey, you like the show, share the show. You can comment during the show, ask us questions. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. We want to introduce and tell you about our sponsor real quick. They're Killer Finds. Killer Finds. You can find them at 143killerfinds.com. They are in Hiram, Georgia. And if you can't get to Hiram, Georgia, you're nowhere near Georgia, you can go online and check them out or go to the Facebook page. Go to their Facebook page and like them and tell them, you heard about us, heard about them on the Fat Thor Podcast. They're going to be sponsoring us all month here on the podcast and the radio show. So we're going to give them some love. They got comics, they got records, video games, and collectibles. And like Rick talked about last week, you can go in there and play free Donkey Kong. So, I mean, what's better than that?
Yeah, all kind of 80s video games. This place is awesome. I've said it once. I'll say it again. If you can't get there, go online and visit them. But if you can get there, make the trip. It's definitely worth going to Killer Finds in Hiram, Georgia. I promise you, it is definitely worth the trip. They're very cool to go see. One of my personal favorite spots to go and purchase all kind of geek swag and play video games, because I love playing video games, especially old school video games for free.
Right.
Absolutely for free. Walk in the door, playing for free. No quarters required.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more. Anytime I find a place with 80s video games, consoles, or stand up like we'd had the arcades like we talked about. We won't rehash the topic last week, but heck, right. I love playing it. I will play it anytime, anywhere.
And the service is so great. They are great people, very friendly. They will hang out and talk to you about anything. Super friendly, family owned. I highly recommend it. 5 nickel bags for me, nickel bag Rick. I promise you will not be disappointed. Killer Finds. Go to see them in Hiram, Georgia.
Yep. And we're here. So we're going to talk about a bunch of different things today. We don't have a whole lot. I guess we do have, like I told you in the preview commercial, we have an unboxing coming a little bit later from our buddies over at Phoenix Shaving. If you remember Douglas Smythe, he was talking about all the shaving products, his lines of razors and colognes and all kinds of things. Lathers. He sent us he sent a gift box as like a thank you. It's kind of heavy, so I'm kind of curious what's all in here. We'll get to that in a minute. Plus, we've never done an unboxing because nobody's ever sent us anything. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. So, what's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Maybe it's Gwyneth Paltrow's head. So
exactly. Hey, Terry Bentley says hello from Ohio. Hello, Terry. Oh, get some Skyline chili. Skyline chili. Man, that's
Ohio.
Good.
I love Ohio. They got my favorite word right there in the middle, hi. So hi from Georgia all the way to Ohio. I have been to Ohio. Great state. Thank you for watching us.
Right. I went there last December. I've been there a couple of times. I went there last December with the wife, and I actually got to go to Skyline for the first time, the original. Or and versus the frozen stuff that we can get down here. Man, that stuff is good. I'm still addicted to the frozen ones down here, though.
I'll tell you a funny story about Ohio real quick. I was in Cincinnati a few years ago with some friends, and we were out to dinner. And when we got to go, when the waitress come around and asked us for our drinks, I said, well, I'll have a sweet tea. And she said, well, we have mango and we have strawberry or something. And I was like, no, I'll just have sweet tea. And she was like, well, we have sweetener on the table. And I was like, well, you don't have sweet tea? And she's like, and I was like, what kind of savage land are we living in here? So I said, well, I'll just have a Coca-Cola. And then when we were coming back, we were going through Kentucky, and we stopped off at a Cracker Barrel in Kentucky And
Nice.
before our order even got started, I asked the waiters, I said, listen, you guys have sweet tea down here? And she said, oh, yeah, you back in the South, honey. You must have been in Ohio. And I was like, I was in
Oh,
Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah, I
So I'm
was.
drinking extra sweet tea tonight. So taste some of
Right.
that, Ohio.
Take some of that. Yeah, get it. Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I went to somewhere they have sweet tea that I recall. I mean, I think it was in California. I went out to California. And they not only did they have no sweet tea, and they looked at me like I was talking German or something to them. They said, "Oh, well, we've got tea, but we've got they had flavor tea. They had flavor tea, raspberry or peach tea. That was it. They had no plain tea." And that just kind of tripped me out. And I was like, they go, "We got it on the table." I go, But then I stopped drinking sweet tea, so it doesn't really bother me anymore. Then I did the same as you did, asked for a Coke, but I was in Pepsi country, and I said, you know what? I'll just stick with water. Thanks. No thanks.
I told him, I was like, look, man, it's like expensive Kool-Aid. Just warm it up and throw some sugar in it. Real good.
Yeah, it's not complicated. It's not a complicated recipe.
But yeah, they were looking at me like I was insane. So no sweet tea for me in Ohio. But hey, Ohio residents, thanks for watching. We're not going to hold it against you on the sweet tea.
Yeah, Terry says she doesn't. She says, no, don't ever drink that here. Exactly. Don't ever drink the unsweet tea.
I think it says that when it says, welcome to Ohio. We don't have sweet tea.
Exactly.
Just so you know.
Exactly. Well, my dad drank unsweet tea. It still does to this day. My mom would have to make sweet tea for us and unsweet tea for my dad. Now, my dad grew up here, born and raised here in Georgia, and drank the strongest unsweet tea you can imagine. And it's just like when I would grab the wrong pitcher, not thinking about it, I'd like buckle and fall over. It's like,
I was at a Moe's the other day getting lunch, and their sweet tea says Southern sweet tea, and their unsweet tea says Northern tea.
Northern tea, the stuff you don't want. Yeah,
their weather or their tea.
She's from Georgia. She still makes her own. Yeah, when I used to make sweet tea, and I don't make it anymore, I would put a whole cup of sugar in a gallon of sweet tea, like a whole cup. And then one day I said, you know what? I'm kind of getting tired of sweet tea. I think I'm going to stop. I stopped drinking sweet tea for like 2 weeks, and I dropped 10 pounds. I dropped 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Not drinking so sweet. That's how much sugar I used to put in sweet tea and how much I used to drink it.
I like how you measured it. I just hold the bag up. And just,
I had to, because it was like...
If it didn't hurt your teeth, it wasn't sweet enough,
Oh, I do miss it. Well, and speaking of that, I've got these little Arnold Palmers I drink with a little half tea, half lemonade. That's about as much sugar as I drink now. I don't drink any sodas, but I'll drink one or two of these every now and then. Matter of fact, I just happen to have one in my hand. So, anyways, if I look distracted, I've been sitting here trying to share the show on some stuff, and I'm having some issues. So forgive me if I keep looking away from the camera.
Well, I'm like, what? If I'm gone altogether, so I'm gonna let you do
that. By the way, folks, share the show. Do what I'm trying to do. Share the show.
You can probably do it a lot easier than we can.
Yeah, we probably do it a lot easier than we can. But share the show. Hey, we've got a lot of new announcements today other than just the unboxing. We've had a lot of stuff going on. Sunday, I put us up on Buzzsprout, which if you watch the promo, it tells you a little bit about what that was. Buzzsprout's a platform where you can create, you can either create a podcast or you can go ahead and upload your podcast, and they'll upload them to numerous other podcast platforms, because the amount of platforms out there is unheard of. The amount of platforms you can go and actually listen to podcasts. So I joined it because I was losing my mind every week trying to remember to go back and download and upload to SoundCloud, Spotify, and numerous others. Plus, I was trying to get us into iTunes and all that. Literally took me 4.5, 5 hours to set everything up, upload everything, and we are now part of iTunes. We're 100% part of iTunes. We're pending on iHeartRadio, and the list is a mile long. I'm going to pull it up, and I'll read the list to you. So if you are on any of these or your friends,
let me see how many I can. Let me see how many I can guess that we're.
Yeah, I'm pulling the list up. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead and start. I know a few of them, but yeah, go ahead. I got the list up.
Let's see. Okay, I know we're on Stitcher. I know we are on Podbean.
Yep.
I know we are on iTunes. You just said that.
Yep. We're now
SoundCloud. I know we're on SoundCloud.
Correct.
And that's it. I got 4.
Yep. Okay, you got 4. So Spotify. Yeah, we are pending. We're pending on Amazon. We're still pending. That's a 2-week thing. I guess I hadn't come in. iTunes said the same thing, but we're on that. So if you're on iTunes or if you go to please go to the podcast section, type in Fat Thor Podcast. Wait till it comes up. Go on there. If you don't listen to it, download it. That's fine. Just go in there and hit the 5-star rating. We need ratings on there because they're big about that stuff. We've already had 12 downloads. But, yeah, to go back to what you were saying, you got Stitcher. We're still waiting on iHeartRadio. They sent me an email. It's still pending. Pandora, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Deezer, Listen Notes. I never heard of that before. Player FM. And now that we're part of iTunes or Apple Podcast, Apple Podcast. Let me get that correct. We are part of Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, Castbox, and I feel like I'm forgetting something somewhere. Let me double check this other thing. And you said Spotify, you said SoundCloud, Podbean, and there's one other one I'm forgetting. Hold on. Anyways, we're Player FM. Player FM.
It's impossible to not find us. So
yeah, we're on Player FM, Podcast Addict. We're on Podcast Addict. And I feel like there's a Podcast Addict, Deezer, iTunes, Stitcher, Pandora. Yeah, that's it. That's all of them. So we're done.
Good.
The list is a mile long. I was banging my head against the wall, just uploading on us on 4 a month. And now every time it goes to
I was like 400.
What I rattle off like 12?
At least.
I rattle off like 12. But the main thing, my main thing was trying to
YouTube. Aren't we on YouTube as well?
Oh yeah, and YouTube. I'm sorry, I forgot YouTube. Oh Jesus Christ,
yeah, they're important. They're
important. We're on YouTube as well, so you can't not find us. We're on and the Fat Thor Podcast logo. Everything is the same, all through over all. They're all uniform because what I was finding is when I was setting up all the ones individually, I was trying to make them all uniform, and I was having a hard time. I put it on Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout went, send it all out, put it all out there. It looks the same, all the same logo, all the same verbiage. So it's not hard. It's continuous, seamless. Boom.
Well, okay, we're going to segue just a minute. Speaking of logos, I'm sure you've noticed I'm now sporting my logo on a nice winter hoodie. I just got this made the other day. I just did a little video for it the other day. The Nickelback Rick wear, established in 1967. That's my birthday. So there's the little nickel bag right there in the middle of my name. If you want one of these things, the good people over at mulletgang.com made this for me and said that they will make more stuff for me as well, including koozies and T-shirts and you name it. Sweatpants that says Nickelbag Rick down the side or Nickelbag, whatever you want it to be. So if you're interested in any Nickelbag wear, hit us up and let me know. I can make that happen. I can direct you to the right place because I'm going to try to start sporting some of this stuff now, of all kind of stuff. You just won't see me in this all the time. Don't worry. I'll be back in the purple blazer very soon. But underneath the purple blazer, I might have a Nickelbag shirt on. So.
Right. And matter of fact, we've got hoodies ourselves coming out for the Fat Thor Podcast. Yes. They're out as well on storefrontier.com if you want a hoodie from there as well.
So yes, absolutely. I will shill it all, man. Fat Thor, Nickelbag Rick, you name it. We've got it. Come buy it.
Yep. And we have our shirt of the month at storefrontier.com / Andy's room. Our shirt of the month is the Pound Town, going to Pound Town, Pound Cake shirt.
Yep.
And we got the podcast sweatshirts and the Fat Thor Lockdown sweatshirts as well. So, yeah, but you can contact Rick if you want one of Rick's nickel bag Rick shirts. And
I'm calling it weed wear. So,
well, let's get on to our first subject. I know everybody has heard and knows now.
Yes.
We found out what you can tell by my background. We are all mourning. What's that?
I said you was talking about going to Pound Town. I was like, it has pound cake on it. As I was going to segue into Van Halen, the loss of the wonderful Eddie Van Halen.
Yes, rest in peace. We've got a little tribute I'm going to play towards the end of the show. I put together some pictures with the 1984 soundtrack on it. So, anyways, I think we're all.
Did you ever see Van Halen live?
No, and that's what makes me so freaking mad. Is I never saw them live. I had a chance. I didn't go. It was but I never saw them live, and that's what's killing me. It's one of the bands that I was like, they escaped my grasp or me being able to go see them. That's
I've seen them a few times. I got to see them in the early '80s and stuff, and seen a few of the different lineup changes. With Sam Halen or Van Hagar, if you will.
Yep.
I did see the original lineup with Sammy, Dave, and Michael and Alex.
Right.
Back in the early '80s, saw the 1984 tour. Huge Van Halen fan. Not going to say he's super shocked to find out about this. I've known that Eddie's been battling cancer for a while. And, Of course, I knew that the reports and stuff were always kind of guarded about his health. It was pretty obvious if you kind of paid attention that, and before the whole COVID thing, Van Halen wasn't really doing a whole lot studio-wise, tour-wise. It was always kind of hit and miss over the last few years because he was in and out of treatment.
Yep.
So when I found that out, the only thing that really made it suck even worse, it was that it had to happen in 2020, of course. But
of course.
But yeah, that's just devastating. I think the thing I was more kind of depressed about with it was, for Wolfie, his son, who is shares the same birthday as my son Trey, actually just by a couple of hours.
Oh really?
So
really?
16, yeah, March 16th, yeah, is when Wolfie was born, and my son Trey, who's going to be a father here in January. But so I felt really bad for Wolfie because he got to play with his dad, in the last few parts of his years and everything, and back with David Lee Roth, and so felt really bad for him. And I've seen a lot of posts. I follow Valerie Bertinelli on Instagram as well, and seen a lot of her posts as well, and just all around sad. I just feel like we've really lost somebody like, of the legendary status, like a John Lennon or a Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, definitely. I mean, definitely, they compared Eddie to this, he's one of those people like Jimi Hendrix that you only get one or two a century. And he's one of those in comparison to Jimi Hendrix on that level, because he changed the way rock and roll and guitar playing was. Even Gene Simmons was quoted as saying when he saw them in L.A. and found them and signed them, and then his label wouldn't pick them up, and he had to let them go. And he said, I'd never seen anybody play a guitar the way he played it, where he was tapping on, the strings and doing things that I had never, in a sound that I had never seen or even thought could be done with a guitar. So, that just tells you something there. It's just, and they put out a lot of giving, and they changed the face of, and what's really funny, not funny, but interesting, is they only had one song that went number one on the pop charts, just one. And it was
Jump.
It was Jump. Jump was the only one that went to number one on the pop, which surprised me. I did not realize that until I was reading all the stuff about when he passed away and all their attributes and all their, all the things that they did. And I was that blew me away. I thought they just were more on the rock than they were on the pop. But Jump.
Well, that was always my least favorite Van Halen song. Was Jump.
Really?
Yeah, because first of all, keyboards, and when you think of Van Halen, you don't think of keyboards. You don't think of piano at all. Hello, Vinny. Happy Tuesday. Uh, but I remember when that album was coming out, I was dating a girl who was a big, big, big Van Halen fan, and the
Right.
album before that was Diver Down, and
Right.
which was still kind of really like a lot of cover songs and stuff. Not the entire album, but so and it was real popular for Van Halen, but everybody was super excited because you didn't know what the album artwork was going to look like. You only
Right.
knew that it was going to be called 1984. It was going to come out in 1984, so everybody was really excited. So the night that the MTV premiered Jump at 8 o'clock at night, I was with my girlfriend and we were so stoked. That's all we've been talking about all day is the new Van Halen.
Right.
And they showed the video, and when you first hear those first, intro of the keyboard, we were looking at each other with mouths agape, like, what the hell is this? And I always thought it was a terrible, terrible move to use that as their opening single on that album. I would have done Hot for Teacher first,
Right.
Panama first. I would have
Right.
not even used Jumped at all. I thought that was a total throwaway song and didn't need to be used. And I didn't think it represented Van Halen very well at all. But obviously, it was very popular. People love that song. And, it's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but never a big Jump fan.
Well, and they played it on MTV nonstop, constantly. That
Yeah.
the two I remember was that and Panama, and they played it on MTV constantly. But sometimes bands have to take a risk to jump on that side, and I mean that was just. Plus, we grew up in the era, and they were in the era of MTV, of when they actually played music on MTV.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
It
was called. Yeah, that's what it stood for. Music television.
Music television. Yeah. Now it stands.
I know now. I know now it means nothing to people say, I seen a meme that said MTV has been around 30 years. Thanks for 12 good years of music.
Right. That's all it was. That's all they did. That's all they did. And did you see that documentary they did on MTV that's on I think it's Netflix? Is it Netflix? I watched it a couple of weeks ago. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. But dude, it's really good about the beginning, about the origin and how MTV came about, the creation of it, to the VJs, and them talking about we didn't know what we were doing. We were just trying anything and everything just caught on, and the creation of the logo and everything. It's very interesting. It's on I believe it's Netflix. If not, it's on Amazon. It's on one of the two. But go find it. I'll try to look it up, the title, before we get off there. But I watched it one night, like 1 a.m, couldn't sleep, and I stumbled across it, and I was like, "This is so cool." It gave you some more of the background, and it talked about how it went from MTV and then into the era of Yo MTV Raps, into that whole, and then how it spiraled into this. They didn't really get into the genre of the whole reality bull crap it is now, but they kind of said, well, this is kind of how it went that way.
Actually, MTV, if you think about it, MTV in the early 90s was doing something I thought was kind of interesting, is where they were kind of putting, they were like, they had like Yo MTV Raps, they had Headbangers Ball, they had 120 minutes.
Headbangers Ball.
So you had like an alternative, couple of hours. You had like 4 hours of Headbangers Ball. You had 2 or 3 hours of Yo MTV Raps.
Right.
Also game shows, liquid television, things like that. I didn't mind it so much around that, but to me, MTV was the first network to show a reality show, which was The Real World, and nobody was doing reality. Yeah, nobody was doing reality TV at the time, and The Real World was a big, big hit. MTV has really released some big things, like Beavis and Butthead and The Real World, and then The Real World went on for literally.
Oh, The Real World went on forever.
Yeah, and so even as much as I didn't watch stuff like Jersey Shore, still a huge show, and so MTV has been really responsible for some big name TV shows.
That's kind of where it turned for me. That's where it turned for me when I agree. Jersey. I was like, no, I can't do this no more. I can't.
Yeah, Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant and all these shows.
Right. I will say. Go ahead. I just
I just think that it was just better, in my opinion, when it was, even at one point they did a thing called MTV2, which they started showing videos. And I'm like, why don't they have MTV2 for network shows and keep, I don't know, crazy idea, but MTV as just MTV.
I know, right? You know, the Real World went on for 33 seasons. Wow. It first aired in May of 1992 to present. Present. So it's still going on. I didn't realize it was still going on.
They would go to these different cities. Like it started out in New York, and it went to San Francisco. It never came to Atlanta.
No, it never did. It never came to Atlanta.
I always thought that was strange. It would be like the Real World, Delaware. I don't know really, but it's like I think ATL will get some love, you know.
The Real World,
Corpus Christi. Come on.
Really, Kansas?
Yeah.
The
Real World, Topeka.
No, but what I was going to say was
the Real World, Wyoming.
Yeah, I will say, 16 and Pregnant, when it came out, my daughter was a teenager then, and I made her watch a couple of those with me, and I was like, "You don't end up like." I mean, I made my two boys; they were like 12, like 10 or 11 at the time, and my daughter was 13. And I said, and they would come over to my house when I was, of course, I was divorced at the time, and I said, y'all need to watch an episode of this. And we watched an episode together, and they went, and they looked at me and they went, I will never end up like that. That show scared the crap out of them. About sex, about babies. And I said, thank you. And it was the first season they had done 16 and Pregnant. I said, thank you for that. And so far, we were about to be, my sons are 18 and 19, and they're about to be out of high school, and we don't have any pregnancies, anything, knock on wood. So thank you for that. I will say thank you for that on that show.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always gave MTV credit on. The show like 16 and Pregnant. They didn't, a lot of people was like, oh, they're just glamorizing that. And honestly, they did not glamorize that at all. They just
they didn't. They didn't. It scared
if you get pregnant.
It scared the crap out of my kids.
And I like the show a lot. And I actually had, my stepdaughter was pregnant at 16, so I've seen a lot of the similarities to that and the real deal and what they went through and how guys will and won't stick around and what they got to go through. It's not a pretty sight, folks. So yet again, it's kind of weird. MTV really did kind of a good thing by showing the real world. Granted, I would have rather had videos, but maybe we
stop some pregnancies or something. I mean, I know it.
Maybe so.
And I was struggling how to talk to my kids about it, and and that's why I sat them down and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you anymore about don't do this, don't do that. How about we just watch an episode of this?" And I just remember my boys, going, "Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to." They were just, it scared them. I mean, I couldn't have explained it any better than the show did. So, and then I was like, well, at least
you were like, let MTV teach my children the birds and the bees. They taught me how to have sex. I'm going to show my kids how to not have sex.
We were getting
our sex education from Van Halen, and now we're letting Macy Bookout tell our kids not to have sex. So it all comes around.
It all comes. Well, my kids, dude, they started teaching sex ed in elementary school, like third and fourth grade. It was crazy. It scared I was like, oh, what? What? I mean, it's literally they had sex ed class in third and fourth grade. Third and fourth grade. Wow. I'm not kidding you. I mean, I was like, what are we doing here? Terry Bentler said, bah, I guess about the 16 and pregnant stuff. But Vinnie Paul says Kurt Loder was the man. And then Vinnie Paul said Real World and Road Rules. Now, when Road Rules came out, I thought that was a cool concept. I actually tried to get on that the second season.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest. I don't remember Road Rules.
Road Rules was that show. They threw them all in an RV, like 5 or 6 of them in an RV, and they had to drive across the country and make it in a certain amount of time. And then not only that, but then every place that they had to get to in that time, they had to do an event, like a challenge or whatever. But then they also would have times where they could go out and party and do all this stuff. And it was interesting. It was the first season was good. The second season was, and then it just, I don't know where it went. I think it finally stopped after a few seasons. It went on. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Road Rules TV series, 14 seasons. It came to an end, aired from July 1995 to May of 2007. So it's been off the air for about 13 years now. I knew it stopped at some point, but it was on for 13 seasons or 14 seasons, excuse me. But yeah, it was interesting. I thought the first season was great. The second season was like, and then it just kind of, I got bored with it after that, and pretty much at that point, I think about that point, 97, it's when I got 97 is when I got married. So I just kind of, I had to go to work, and then I came home pregnant from our honeymoon. So that tells you anything at 22.
No MTV for you. Yeah.
No MTV for me, but
go to work.
Go to work. But but Eddie Van Halen gave a lot, and Van Halen in general gave a lot to the music world, to the world in general. And he died, and him dying at 66 is kind of sad, but hey, it is what it is, and he died from throat cancer, which he was battling for many years. Part of it from, I guess.
Well, he always said, which I always kind of, I don't know. I mean, I know what he said. He said he got it from putting metal picks in his mouth for most of his career, but he also did smoke cigarettes. So
like 2 packs a day, a day, and like Marlboro Reds or something like that. I think it means like unfiltered or something crazy.
I don't know.
Melissa McLeod.
If you're
Melissa McLeod said there was a lot of sex on that show on I guess Road Rules. Yeah, there was a lot of sex on that show. They were banging in that RV everywhere.
That was bad. The only rule that there was to
no rule.
Have sex, I guess. That was
yeah.
That was the rule, I suppose.
Terry Bentley says, I don't remember this class at Fett Middle School at all. I think she's talking about sex ed. They did have it in 8th grade. That's why I was trying to go with that. We had sex ed in 8th grade. And then here my kids were having sex ed in 3rd and 4th grade. So I'm like going, anyways, we won't get down. That's a weird path, but that's just the way it is. That's just what
I had sex ed in 8th grade. 8th grade.
Yeah, 8th grade. 8th grade and 7th, 8th grade was the normal. Now, when my kids came up, it was 3rd and 4th grade, and my son's a senior and my other son's a junior. So I got junior and senior, so if that tells you, it wasn't that long ago, they were like 10 or 11, and they're teaching them about sex and all that. And sex ed. They're like, well, they're kids are becoming pregnant. I'm like, they're becoming pregnant at 11? I mean, no way. No, I don't believe it. But that's just the world we live in. And now we can keep our kids safe because they can just homeschool them. Just keep them home. So
yeah.
You there, Rick? You went away. Oh well, Rick went away on us, so we're just going to keep moving here. I guess we'll move on. Oh, we're halfway through the show, so when Rick comes back, we need to go ahead and plug our Killer Finds. Oh, you're back. Plug Killer Finds again, our sponsor of the month. Again, they are a family-owned business out in Hiram, Georgia. You can give them a call at 470-308-3939. Go to their Facebook page, give them some love, like them, and go online and buy. You can actually buy stuff from them online or on Facebook as well. You can buy, trade, or sell if you can go there.
But I recommend if you can make the trip, go out and check them out. It's worth the trip, I promise you.
Yep, they're on 4215 Jimmy Lee Street Parkway in Hiram, Georgia. Or like I said, go check them out online.
Actually, it's Jimmy Lee Smith Parkway.
Smith, not Smith. Georgia. Jimmy Lee Smith. Part
Jimmy
of my
Lee
thing.
Smith Parkway, Suite 12A in Hiram, Georgia. You can't miss them. They are fantastic. I love this place. Go give them some love on
local
Facebook. Business, family-owned business.
And follow all their events on Facebook. Tell them you saw them here on the Fat Thor Podcast, so that way they know their money went to good advertising. That's all we're trying to do is help everybody, especially family-owned businesses like that. Because talking about that, family-owned businesses and stuff, I didn't want to jump into it, but we're going to get to our unboxing here in about 10 more minutes from our friends over at Phoenix Shaving. I was watching a lot of some news today and reading some things, and I got it thinking. They were talking about restaurants and about the whole stimulus thing that's been put on hold for people who are in the restaurant business or bar business like you are, Rick. And talking about how it's been put on hold till after November, because me and you had that conversation privately off the air. But a lot of restaurants are shutting down. And now here's the thing. Think about this. We're in what we're called season changing. We're now in the fall. It's perfect weather to be outside and not sweating to death. But it's fixing to get to the point where it's cold, where outdoor eating and outdoor activities, which a lot of these places have been surviving off of, won't be able to do it because people won't come because it's cold. People won't visit because the weather's not good or it's rainy and cold. So what we've been doing to get these restaurants, or they've been doing to try to hang on, that weather is about to be gone. And that's about to hurt a lot more restaurants. I saw a thing today on the news on CNBC, on that not CNBC, excuse me, on I think it was CNBC, and they were talking about there are 66% of restaurants have gone under permanently, and the rest of them are trying to hang on, barely hanging on, and a lot of them are hanging on by outdoor activities. But a lot of places, the weather's going to change, and you can't do the outdoor comedy shows. A lot, like you and I know, that a lot of them have popped up and started, and gotten a little bit of a cult following, and now theirs are going to go away because it's too cold to be outside. I mean, unless people are going to have heaters and stuff. I mean, I'm sure people are going to try it, but it's going to be miserable. A lot of people won't come. She said, "Thank God for delivery." Thank God for delivery, but I don't know how delivery is going to. If delivery is going to be the answer. So again, all I'm saying is, if you do eat out or whatever you do, try to find. And I'm not against chain restaurants, but I would rather support the local in your area than I would over a chain. I'll just be flat honest. Over Absolutely. A chain, please. Oh, by the way, you want to tell everybody that you and I are hunting in Atlanta. This is for people who are in Atlanta, Georgia. I know this show goes all over, but Rick has spearheaded this. We're trying to find a local restaurant who wants to host something big. You can message him or me. You want to talk a little bit about it without giving away what it is? So that way we don't get an onslaught.
I will talk a little bit about it. I have spoke to one restaurant already, an owner, a good friend of mine, got a great restaurant. I'm not mentioning any names right now because I've only put two people together in this, but I can kind of spill the beans on a little bit. I'm not giving anything away, but I'm not going to say who I've put who together with. But
don't do that. Don't do that.
Everybody knows everybody knows back in July, I went out to LA and I went to the Movies pop-up. And Movies, obviously the fictional restaurant and Kevin Smith films. They've done other restaurants, not just the Movies. They've done Saved by the Max. They've done Good Burger. They have done the Peach Pit from Beverly Hills 90210. And Los Hermanos from Breaking Bad. So they've repurposed restaurants to look like these famous fictional restaurants. And Movies has been their big one. And that was very successful in LA. It went on for over 2 months. And then they just did one a couple weeks ago. They opened one out in Red Bank, New Jersey. It was a pizzeria, and they repurposed it for a week to be a Movies pop-up as well. Now they're going to Chicago, Illinois, to do another one here in a few weeks. So I talked to the guy, Derek Berry, who I know does this, and asked, when are y'all going to come to Atlanta? And he says, if you can be in touch with somebody in Atlanta that we could possibly do this, let me know and let's make this happen. So I have put him together with another restaurant owner friend of mine, but it has to be certain specifics in it. It can't just be can't be like a franchise like a McDonald's or a Wendy's or a Burger King or anything like that. It has to be sort of a locally owned place that they can switch over their menu and look for about a week. So, but if anybody else that's watching would like to turn their restaurant into a possible Movies, by all means, contact me, and I will get you in touch with the right people that we could probably bring movies to Atlanta. I'm not 100%, and there's no guarantee to any of this, but I have somebody very interested right now. I hope it works out, but just in case it doesn't, by all means, if you own a restaurant in the outer perimeter, outside the perimeter, and I don't mean no farther than like Marietta, Gwinnett, area, Stockbridge area, whatever, no farther than that, preferably Atlanta or the surroundings, that would like to repurpose their restaurant into a movies restaurant for about a week, please, by all means, let me know, and I will get you in touch with the right people.
And we're going to bring them on the podcast at some point, and we're trying to negotiate if we can help them find somebody, connect them. They'll let us do a podcast from the movies. So, there are a lot of things in place. So help us, help local, help you, help them. We're just all trying to connect here and do some cool things. So I'm glad that you're involved in that. Hopefully it works out with those folks. But if not, go ahead and throw your hat or a friend or your local place. If you know the movie Jay and Silent Bob, Jay and Silent Reboot, and the movies that's in there, just look at it. And then if it's something that that someone has that resembles that, send them our way. We will put them. Rick will put them in the.
And I will say this: I have had the food. I have had the movies food twice. It is great. The people that put it together, the cooks are great. So it's not just like they're bringing in and microwaving a bunch of stuff. It's all being hand prepared. It's fantastic. Everything from the cock smoker to the cow tipper to the hater tots to the freedom fries, all the stuff is really, really good. So I would really like to see one come to Atlanta. That'd be a dream come true. So if you can help that dream happen, by all means, contact us.
Yeah, and maybe Kevin Smith will drop in because he's dropped in. And maybe Kevin Smith will drop in because he's dropped in at everyone so far. He's been to all of them. So everyone that comes to a town or a new city, he shows up. So if we can help put this, Rick can put this together. Him and Jay both. Maybe we can get them all on here, get them all on the podcast. So that's the goal. Let's get Kevin Smith and Jay. We've got, Rick's got the connection with the movies, so, and we just need to find a location. We can help connect those people, connect your people and restaurants. We can probably put Kevin Smith and Jay on here. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
That would be amazing.
Some more delicious movie food. So hey,
I'm excited to try it. I'm excited to try it. I want to try it. I almost ordered the box thing, but I actually, I was like, man, I want to try. I'm one of those people. I want to try it there. I want to try it there unless I know I absolutely don't have a chance of going to one. So the fact that they're coming to Atlanta, or possibly, I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, we got another comment.
All right, let's do the unboxing.
Dope. Someone said
15
dope.
minutes left to go.
Oh shoot, dude, this hour's flying by. All right, this is from our friends Douglas Smythe at Phoenix Shaving. They were on our last show. Let me pull up the banner real quick. Let me give them a little love since they sent us something. Oh no, I think I deleted them all. Hold on. Ah, shoot. Anyways, well, this is from Phoenix Shaving. They're gonna get a lot of love here. He sent us a nice little gift box because they are out in Arizona. You can find them on Facebook or on PhoenixShaving.com. Let's see what we have here. If you remember, they are Monstoras Mora. It's a little card. Look at the little card. I don't know. Little postcard. Hadn't seen one of those. Wow. This packaged pretty decently, man. This is our first unboxing, by the way. First unboxing ever that we've gotten something from somebody. Ooh, look at this.
Not Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Look at this. PhoenixShaving.com traditional wet shaving starter kit. It's a starter. It's the starter kit. Oh, it's that starter kit I was talking to him about that I commented on. That I was like, man, that's pretty cool. What's and we actually showed what all was in there. What all was in there. So here's the
very nice
kit.
Packaging.
Oh, dude, this is awesome, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
The packaging is very, very nice.
Very nice. How to traditional wet shave, which is really funny. But this is funny because I have to shave my beard. I'm finally shaving my beard. I had to shave my beard for that movie I told you about, Rick, that I haven't really said on here, that I'm in a couple of weeks. I have to shave my beard and cut my hair, and because I want to be a cop with Gerard Butler on a movie. But hey, look, it gives you directions here. All the directions. It tells you how to, take your brush and everything. And then here's what's in it. Look, it's a whole starter kit with the Scum Butter Shave Soap. Ooh. Oh, Cocoa Butter. Cocoa. I can't make this up. I'm not. Cocoa Butter Shave Soap. That's it right there. Look at that. That's cool. It's Bay Rum. It's the Bay Rum stuff. He said he makes his own. He does all the scents. Ooh, it smells nice. Yeah, it's musky. See if my wife likes it. I hope my wife likes it.
Musky.
It's all the Bay Rum stuff. The Bay Rum. He was talking about the Bay Rum. He's like, oh, you'll like the Bay. Oh, yeah. Look at that. This is the aftershave and cologne. Ooh, that smells nice. And look at this. Look, here's the razor. Oh, look at that. That's the razor he was that he showed that we had on there that he was talking about that he designed himself. Look at all this. Dude, that thing's got some weight to it. Dude, this thing's got some weight to it, bro. This thing ain't no light piece of this sucker's solid. This sucker is like legit.
When you had a shave, when you got a shave for this part, you got to shave mustache and beard.
Everything. I had to sign a thing that said I will cut my hair and I will be clean shaven. I will shave my beard, my mustache, everything. I will be clean shaven for this part. That was one of the things they sent me early on, my availability, and I had to agree to it up front to go to the next level to be considered. And now I'm in I'm in, but unless the director or something changes, I could get booted out. But as of right now, I have agreed as of October 18th, I'll be clean shaven, haircut on set. So this will come. And I haven't shaved my whole face and I couldn't tell you how many years now. I mean, I've had this for a while now. So Liz doesn't even know what I look like not shaving. My wife doesn't. But here's
it'll be all cold outside. It'll be all cold outside and you'll walk out that clean face, man. You'll be like, woo, man.
I don't know what it, but look, but they give you, I guess they give you some Teflon coated, I guess the Teflon coated stuff, and then the 5 stainless steel blades. So, dude, this thing's cool. This is legit. He sent I just thought he was going to send like one of the scents or something. He said, hey man, I want to send you something to test out, he just as a thank you. And I was like, oh, he's just going to, so, I mean, dude, he sent the whole box deal. And I don't know what this goes for. I think this goes for like $49 if I remember right. When I looked on these things. So, dude, that's just him sending us a thank you for being on. So, on the podcast, which we're going to have him back. We already talked about it and agreed that because he wants to come on and talk aliens. And you and I even were talking off air how awesome Douglas was. But look, folks, go. This is how you get
me something the next time.
Maybe he'll send you something next time. Maybe I didn't know what.
But you know what? I don't need to shave. You need it worse than I do. You got a part coming up, so it's gonna.
I do. I got a bit
for you.
I do. I got a part coming up. 11 days. I got to be on that. I'm supposed to be on that movie for 11 days. So and I got to be on set tomorrow for Heels, but I don't have to shave for tomorrow. But I will be shaving in a week supposedly, unless something changes. And they. But yeah, this is gonna get used, so and then I will give her
when I see you.
What's that?
When I see you when I see you at Power 108, will you be all clean shaven?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing we got to figure out because when
Okay.
I'm filming, how that's going to work out. But I'm not shaving until they send me the third round of paperwork, and I have to sign everything, and it says I'm 100% on. I'm not shaving anything because so far this look has got me on the last movie, on this TV show for tomorrow, which is Heels. That's going to be on Star. So if it keeps getting me parts, I'm not shaving it until somebody pays me. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna get paid to shave this before I do anything.
Well, they'll do it because all these producers are like, we've got to make him look different. Lord knows he's been in the last 3 things. He looks the same. We've got to change his appearance.
Dude, you won't recognize me. You won't recognize me. It's one of those things. You're like, oh, I know what Andy looks like. I'm one of those people that looks totally different without it. I mean, it's like weird, and I've got this freaking weird double chin I'm trying to get rid of. But yeah, I look totally different than you would think shaving, because even I'm scared to even see what I look like again. I mean, I've got some pictures, but it's like, oh, I don't know. But if somebody's gonna pay me, and say,
my face clean. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Says, by the way, you're gonna be in a movie with Gerard. You're gonna be in a movie with Gerard Butler and play a cop. Will you shave your face and we pay you? Yes. Yes.
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Well, that kind of money, I can go get a fake beard and mustache and just put it on as it grows back out. So
I'll get this Sharpie and color in. I'll color it back in with Sharpie. I don't care. Oh man, I can't believe this hour has flown by this fast, bro. I mean, it blows my mind. Yeah, my wife said, "Hey, you gonna go an hour and a half like you did last show?" I'm like, "No, I didn't realize we went an hour and 25 minutes last show, and an hour and 20 the show before. We're not trying to rogan it; it just actually naturally happened." So,
sure.
Anyways, we got about
to say though. I found out today. Yeah, I was going to say, before we get into our Van Halen thing real quick, I want to say, I found out today, which I was really kind of bummed out about, that my bartender from Show Up, Go Up, Jessica, that I've had forever, she is now leaving the Strand and going on to do other things, although we haven't been doing anything since March. But she has been my bartender for the last 3.5 years at Show Up, Go Up. She was a not just for Show Up, Go Up. We worked together on all kind of events, and we were friends, not just coworkers. But she was a staple to comedy down there for the time that she worked. And she did so much for me in the time she was down there, as far as like if we had a show for St. Patrick's Day or during Christmas, Halloween, whatever, she would always decorate the room. I would never ask her to do it. She would do it out of the kindness of her heart. She would always come up with really great signature drinks each week. She was very important to me in the time that I had her. I've had only just a couple of other bartenders, but she has outlasted any of them since the time that I've been running Show Up, Go Up. So I wanted to say thank you so much, Jess Russell. I love you very much. You're my work wife, and like I said online today, she's my work wife. She served me with divorce papers today, and I'm a little crestfallen, if you will, that she's leaving me.
Right.
I've been very, very, very appreciative to what she's done for me, and I will miss her terribly. And now they'll probably just give me Justin as a bartender, and we'll get nothing done, but it'll be great. So now he's a good bartender too. But she was great, and I will miss Jess Russell very, very much, and I hope she has a fantastic future. And she did a great job for me the entire time she was my bartender for Show Up, Go Up.
Right,
so
and that's
ever done Show Up, Go Up. I was gonna say, if you ever if you came to Show Up, Go Up, she's made you a drink. By all means, go to my page and tell her thanks for everything she's done. I did a nice little farewell send off for her because she is not just a coworker; she's a very good friend, my work wife, Strandino, and I love her very much, and I will miss her.
Right, and that's kind of what I wanted to segue into, talking about the restaurants and all that. And I thought you might bring it up, and it slipped my mind. But is she leaving just to get a better job or something? Because y'all have still not opened up?
Yeah,
is that basically what happened?
Well, I mean, I know that. Yeah, essentially. And I know we've lost a few people like that too. And I knew that was going to happen. You can't get rid of me down there unless I'm kicking and screaming. I've had people call me up and ask me, you still going to do it? Nothing's been happening. I'm like, as soon as they give me the green light, I'm back. But I'm not, everything's fine on my end right now. I'm just waiting them out, stalling them out, waiting for this to pass and getting to do it again. And if she can't hang in there and wait, I totally understand. It's just kind of a, one more kind of kicking the balls by 2020, if you will.
Right, so. Right. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. A lot of restaurants, a lot of places are losing good people because they're like, I can't wait any longer. I can't, or I'm not making the money I used to. And I've got to go on and do something now. It's been too long. And this whole unemployment thing, non-unemployment thing, whatever's going on, we can't wait on it. We got to, people got to move forward. Unfortunately, you're losing her. I know how much, she meant to the comedy and to you and to the private venues and everything. So unfortunately, that's the sad part about everything. And that was kind of what I was trying to get across with the restaurant and the local stuff. Like, people are going to lose folks they can't never get back. That are good people, good employees,
that's true.
That are loyal. So, but let's. We got a comment.
I mean, I know we'll remain friends just because we're.
Melissa Tyner says, "What restaurant are you talking about?" We're talking about the Strand Theater up in Marietta. That Jess that she left. But we were talking about restaurants in general.
Question right. But. And we were also talking about.
No. I think no. Okay, yeah. Melissa Tyner's asking about what restaurant are you talking about? I think she's asking. Yeah, we were talking about movies from Jay and Silent Bob, the pop-ups they've been doing, and all that they've been doing in LA and in New Jersey. They're wanting to come to Atlanta, and Rick knows the guy who's behind it, and he's trying to help facilitate. And he's trying to help facilitate and connect us. So,
if you have a restaurant that you would like to turn into a movies for a week,
contact me or Rick. If you don't know Rick, you feel more comfortable contacting me. Contact me, and then I'll get it to Rick, and Rick will get it to his people, and we'll let them talk and figure it out amongst themselves. So she said, "Nice." So yes, it was about the movies.
Yes.
We move so fast on the topics, and then comments come up, and then I don't see them. And then I'm like, okay, what were we talking about? Where were we at? Where were we at? But yeah, let's do our little tribute thing here, and then we'll come back. We'll sign off. But this is what little thing we put together here in honor of it. Well, that was it. It was just short and sweet. I didn't want to make anything long because I knew we'd get kicked off Facebook or silenced, and we may have gotten muted, but at least we did something. I feel, but that was from their 1984 album. Movies, Bring It to Atlanta. Melissa McLeod said, "Yep, that's what we're trying to do. That's what Rick is trying to do." And so that's the new little side project that's been going on amongst other things. So, yeah, anybody local family restaurant that wants
a restaurant,
that can give it up. Well, not give it up for a week, but change it over for a week.
And get a lot of recognition. I mean, you'll be getting a lot of attention. Not just with the Kevin Smith fans. I mean, it would get a lot of local press. Because of it. It would all the way around. It would be just a good move for anybody to want to do it. Anyone to make the sacrifice for a week to turn their hard restaurant into a fictional Hollywood restaurant.
The amount of business those things have gotten that I've noticed those things have gotten in LA and New Jersey is stupid. The amount of business, the delivery, because they do the delivery with the walk-in.
Yeah, they did in LA. I know they did a deal with Postmates that was delivering before they even opened, and so like within a week before, they were already making the food and working it out on Postmates and having movies delivered to your house. And then it was only going to go for like a month, and it went for like a little over 2 months in LA. And I want to say it went from the end, maybe a month and a half, but still, and it's still a nice run for just a pop-up. I think it's one of the longest pop-ups that has run since they started doing these. So, which gives a lot of credit to what they're doing and the fandom of the Kevin Smith fans that would come out. I flew all the way across the country to go see it. And I wish I could have went to the New Jersey one, and I probably won't go to the Chicago one either. That's why I'm so hell bent on getting here. So
no, I'm with you.
I'm with you. And go to it.
I'm with you. And anything we can do through the pod, we'll talk about it again on the radio show Tuesday night. Too. We're going to promote the heck out of this because I want to help you to help bring this sucker here. So, because what better way? What better thing? It's going to be successful because Kevin Smith's behind it, number one, and he's going to show up. He's going to promote it. He's going to be on his stuff. So, this is your chance, Atlanta, and local businesses. If you want to try to make some money and help your bottom dollar, and I know you've been struggling, we want to help you get connected with the moves. We're not helping to change. They don't want to change. They want the local places that are willing to give up that week to possibly 4 weeks if it's successful enough. But we'll let all that happen behind the scenes once we connect. But I'm just glad to.
But at least a week. At least
a minimum of a week.
I don't know.
Right?
At least a week. Now I can't guarantee to go on any farther than that. I have no idea about that. But I know it would at least be basically a Monday through Sunday run. And if it went well, maybe longer, but that's between the people that run that. But if you are a local restaurant and you're interested whatsoever in turning your establishment into a movies, if it hasn't already happened, because I've already talked to a friend and hopefully maybe it is, I don't know. But nevertheless, if it's not, by all means, hit me or Andy up and let us know, and we'll see if we can get you in touch with the right people and make movies come to the ATL.
That'd be nice on the resume.
Yeah, absolutely.
Melissa McLean said, nice tribute. Thank you, Melissa. What's that? What'd you say, Rick?
I was like, at least, I had Vinnie Paul actually send me one movies meal overnight FedEx to me the first time, and then flew all the way out to LA to have it. So come on, I'm wanting to have it just in my backyard so I don't have to pay a FedEx bill or fly all the way across country to have it. Although I will, and I'll probably do it again. But all I'm saying is I would love to have it in my backyard.
I'm coming to it, and we are going to negotiate doing the podcast from it, hopefully.
Maybe even working there. I could serve you up a cow chipper or something in the week that they're doing it. So whatever. Exactly. I would love for it to happen.
Yep. Well, that's all the time we have for this show and this time, folks. And we've hit over the hour mark. We'll be back next week, hopefully on our scheduled time of Thursday at 6:30. For those of you who missed it, we're going to re-show this under a watch party. Rick will do a watch party. I'll do a watch party tomorrow. So everybody who couldn't make it or couldn't watch, thank you, Melissa, Terry Bentley, Melissa Tyner, Vinnie Paul, all you that commented, Melissa McLeod. Appreciate everyone that comments. It helps the show, helps us, and we want to thank.
Share
it. Also, go to Apple Podcasts and find the Fat Thor podcast. And we only have 2 up right now. The ones we do have up on the other sites, we could only upload 2 at a time. So I got the Bruce Kulick and the Keith Coogan episode up. So if you listen to it or download, that's great. I hope you do. If not, at least go on there and hit 5 stars. Hit 5 stars for us, rate us, and please go on our podcast page and rate us 5 stars. We need ratings on that. We need ratings on the pod because Apple's weird about all that stuff. But we also want to try to help our traction by getting reviewed, and that reviews are a big thing for Apple. And now that we're officially on it, as well as numerous other things, the list is a mile long. You can see it at the top of our podcast page. I've got all the logos on our new thing, so you can see everyone we're on. And if it's one of those platforms you listen to, or if you just happen to have it on your phone, go in there and look us up and review us on that one, because we need all the help we can get. So far, we've got like 12 downloads on all the new sites and the iTunes, which is surprising because we've had no promo about it. So people are finding it. So that's the good news. That's all we need. That's all we need. And don't forget our good friends and sponsors of the month, Killer Finds.
Killer
Finds. They are out there. Go check them out. Go to their Facebook page. Like them. Tell them you saw them on the podcast. Check them out. They do videos of stuff that new additions, new arrivals, things like that. Maybe we'll go out there. I want to go check them out, Rick. I want to ride out there one day. Maybe you and I can figure out a time we can meet up, and then we'll do a little video out there, a live video. And I want to check the place out myself. So that is going to be on the bucket list for next week. Let's try to plan that next week before we go on there. So that's
maybe we can do a podcast at Killer Finds.
Maybe.
So maybe that would be something.
All right, well, we can. I'm sure they would love. I'm sure they wouldn't mind hosting. They've got a back game room, right? Well, yeah, let's do it. Let's. I know. Let's ask them. Let's reach out and ask them.
I want to do. We can help We can help customers too. We have our Fat Thor shirts on, and maybe we can direct them to where the Iron Man comics are, or the vinyl is, or the free Donkey Kong. I can give a tutorial on how to play Donkey Kong by a Fat Thor member.
Oh yeah, but yeah, you could. But don't forget, again, you can get a shirt. Get a Fat Thor podcast shirt at storefrontier.com/Andy's Room. We've got several shirts that helps the show, helps us cover expenses. We only make a little bit of money, but you get a good quality shirt. We've got some hoodies on the way. Rick and I will be sporting those and showing them. Rick's got his little hoodie. Stand up and show them your hoodie there, Rick, before we get off.
I've got my nickel bag Rick right here.
If you want a nickel bag Rick, contact Rick. He'll get you one through his
this
folks.
Is my own personal line. Through my folks, but this is my own personal weed wear. So by all means, the price isn't $4.20. It's a lot cheaper than that. I promise you. But holler at me if you want to be repping Nickelbag Rick out in public. Nobody does. Trust me, nobody wants to. But if you do, I'm the guy to see.
Yeah, that's right. And so, anyways, let's land the plane. We'll see you guys next week, Thursday at 6:30. Unless I'm on another show and Rick's doing another comedy. Where's your comedy show? Where's your comedy show? We need to talk about that. Right.
I have a show tomorrow night in Villa Rica, Georgia, at Hickston Brewing. My good friend DeRoot's putting it on. I'm very excited to be doing it. I've done this place before, so looking forward to getting up. I'm the headliner tomorrow night. So come out if you're in the Villa Rica area or out in West Georgia. By all means, the show starts at 8 o'clock. It's absolutely free. They got some great quality craft beers out there and some great quality laughs coming. So come see me at Hickston Brewing tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Free show.
That's it. Well, that'll wrap it up. Go check our friends out at 143kilofines.com. Check them out. We'll see you next week. Have a great week, folks. And don't forget Tuesday night, Power 108.9, all about the laughs. And we'll be back here Thursday at 6:30. See you guys later. Check us out on Apple Podcasts.
Bye.